One of my favorite things to do while diving is explore new coastlines, and that's exactly what we're getting into in this one, exploring a new area and seeing what we can find. Hey everyone, so yeah, plan for today is explore this area here. It's pretty hard to find a spot to jump in, it's quite rocky, but it seems like the kind of perfect place for crays and fish and whatnot. So yeah, let's see what we can do. As soon as I jump in, I see this little school of fish just in 10 centimeters of water or so, and that's always a good sign, I feel, as soon as there's fish and life so close. And as we're swimming out through these big rock pools, I decide to dive down to just have a look, just for no reason in particular, and I find this crack on the first dive down, the first drop, just loaded with pack horse crays, which was pretty awesome to see, basically in a rock pool. None are close to legal size, but was definitely a good indicator of things to come. Just spend the first part of the dive like I always do, just having a look around, exploring a little bit, and it's definitely looking like a promising area. There's lots of life, lots of fish. Seeing a bunch of species which I don't usually see. There's a nice black angelfish here, just diving down to have a look at. These guys usually hang around caves and rocky areas, so I tend to check them out whenever I do, just in case there's crayfish. There's a nice poor eye here, but he darts off pretty quick when he sees me. It's a really nice area. Seeing some blue mau here, which are always a fun fish to chill out with, very friendly. If you do the kingfish grunt, they tend to come towards you, so just having a play with them here for a minute. While I was getting distracted by the fish, my girlfriend finds this nice little ledge here, and I see the moki coming out, I see a bit of kelp, and when I see areas like that and little fish like this, it's always a good indicator there might be something. So I'm just having a look here, making sure to check under every little crack and boulder here, just to make sure there aren't any crayfish hiding away. They can be very far back in some of these cracks sometimes, so always worth a look. So I kept that up for about an hour, and after that, on the way back to the beach, where I was going to go take a break and explore with my girlfriend, I find this little cave here, and it's looking very promising with the red moki and the big eye. That's what those little cave fish are called. And yeah, there's a nice red crayfish tucked up in the middle there. Pretty far out of reach, but definitely a good sign, because I follow this crack up and along the rock, just into about a meter of water or less. And I poke my head in through this thick kelp, and I get a nice surprise. So looking in here, closest to me, there's a few good reds there and one massive one at the back. He's way too far to actually grab or attempt to grab, but probably one of the biggest I've ever seen, which is cool, and in such shallow water.
Look at that, a meter of water. 3 nice big reds, one really good one.
So I reach in here to the closest ones and attempt to grab, and I get a hold of them, but they're quite soft. So I obviously can't take them. You can't take crays if they're in soft shell, so just let those go, and didn't think it was worth disturbing the nest too much, because if one is soft shell, then there's a pretty good chance there's more of them in there. And when they're soft shell, they're super easy to damage, so I just carry on and keep exploring this cool area. In viz like this, it's kind of like diving in an aquarium, and tons of fish around, which is always good to see. I was getting roasted a bit for not focusing on crayfish hunting and looking at all the fish, so I get back to it, and after a while, about an hour and a half or so, I find this nice crack here loaded with crays, 2 decent reds and a bunch of pack horse. Off camera I managed to get a hold on that larger red, but it was in soft shell unfortunately, so I head back down, aiming this time for the slightly smaller one. A bit tough now because they've all retreated deeper into the cave, but they're just within arm's reach, so I'm able to get my arm in, kind of twist my body around, and come up with a nice crayfish after a bit of a wrestle here. He's not huge by any measure, but legal, so chuck him in the float boat and carry on. It always takes the pressure off these dives if I get at least one thing. So I was pretty stoked with that, especially because, you know, it does take a good few hours in new areas to get into the groove and start finding things. Being on the board with that cray, I decided to do a bit of spearfishing, considering there were so many small fish in the area. I thought surely there has to be something else cruising around here, whether it be a snapper or something. I'd seen a few kahawai in the area before, but they were a bit too fast for me. Just having a look under this boulder here because I kind of can't help myself. It's forced habit now. But it didn't take too long before I found some fish. Found this trevally here. It's kind of hard to see on the camera, but I'm just loading up the gun because I don't like having a loaded gun when my girlfriend's in the area. So once she's clear, I load up and send it down. As I creep up and get closer, I'm struggling with the approach a little bit. I'm not too experienced with hunting trevally, so I don't know if I got something wrong here with the technique, but yeah, I just couldn't get close enough and he got away. I then had this awesome experience with this octopus when we went into a nearby beach to have a rest and managed to get real close and get some cool footage, so had to share that. This chill octopus here. These are just such cool creatures, and to be so close to one was pretty special. I think they're amazing. I'd never take one. It's just not for me. You can see his color's changing, but not just the color, the texture of its skin also changes, which to me is just insane. I don't think there's anything else that can do that. You can tell how inquisitive these things are because once he realizes I'm not a huge threat, he doesn't immediately swim away, and he ends up getting very curious. And as I come up to him here, he starts wrapping his tentacles around the mask where the GoPro is mounted, and he's coming off camera here, but he's wrapping his entire body around the mask. I was hoping maybe it would show it on the camera, but didn't quite. He backs up a bit, and then I get to touch him, and he basically grabs my hand, which was pretty awesome. Very weird feeling, actually. It's quite a special thing to be able to interact with animals like this in the wild. I think this is also a good example of the other side to spearfishing and diving. It's not all about killing. Over the years I've found that there's so much to experience, explore and interact with in the ocean, and beyond obviously just the seafood. It's a pretty big part of why I keep doing this. After that little break, it was time to get back to it, and as I'm swimming out again here from the large rocky rock pool areas, I look in this little crack here, and again it's full of crayfish, packhorse crayfish, which is a pretty cool thing to see. I'd never seen crays this shallow and in such basically rock pools before, so that was quite cool and definitely a good sign. I smashed my head on my float boat as I'm coming up here, so just a warning to others, mind your float boats because that was pretty painful.
Power everywhere here.
I have a pretty low standard for pāua being everywhere. There was a good few here, and they all looked decent size, so which is a very rare thing for me to see multiple pāua of reasonable size. So I'm just having a look here, and I'm in this little cut into the rock, and there's a huge current here, even though it just looks like a tiny rock pool, and my whole wetsuit gets filled with water because of the water pushing in and out, so I have to get out of the water and empty it before jumping back in.
Nice patch of pāua right up there. Gonna measure them in place, see if they're legal, but I have a feeling they might be. The biggest I've seen in a while, really, like literally right there, in 20 centimeters of water. You just happen to look there. You see it's a bit of a washing machine.
So I'm back down there with my measurer, measuring them in place because I've heard that they don't survive being pulled off. I'm not sure how true that is, but I thought I'd play it safe. So I'm kind of fighting my way through this current here, trying to find each one and give it a measure, and while they did look good, the first two here look like a centimetre or so off legal size, so I'm hoping if I go through and just measure each one of them, then I'll find a legal one eventually. That one was too small as well. Then my girlfriend found this one just tucked up in the kelp here, and that looked the biggest, so I'm really hoping that that's legal, because if it isn't, then yeah, it's no pāua for today. And this one was just short as well. So after I get out and empty my wetsuit from all the water that had been pushed back in, head back out. And I did find this one pāua kind of overturned in a little cave, so I just swim down and place it back there after a measure, of course. Decided to call it a day on the dive after that, but I did add something to this video because it was just so random and kind of seemed like something that was on theme for my New Zealand based videos. So we had these lambs that were abandoned by their mother. Sometimes they get rejected, and when that happens, if you know anything about sheep, you have to bring them in and kind of look after them for a while, and you can't leave them alone when you're going on trips. So when we all headed up to the beach, we took the lambs with us, and then we're just taking them for a run around on the beach here, and it was actually a pretty good time. Very, very random, not what I would have expected on a spearfishing diving mission up the coast, but yeah, it was a fun time. They're like little puppy dogs. So I just got some footage of them for a bit. Hope you enjoyed that one, guys. We definitely did. It was a cool little mission exploring a new area, and if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and hopefully it's not too long until the next one. Thanks, guys.